Yo, it's about TTB. This TTB at the bar, episode 47. The clock is ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. So, hope y'all having a nice night today. Today is May 18th. It's a Monday, man. 2026. And let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Y'all know the deal. Like, share, and subscribe, man. If y'all do the replay, leave a comment below. And stream y'all should be working, cash out working if y'all want to hit me up and support the content. Let's get to it. Today, the US has rejected Iran's latest peace proposal per Axios. This comes one day before Trump's meeting in the Situation Room with top US and military officials to determine their next move. Apparently, time is running out. That's what they're talking about. But right now it's war, man. It's like a lot of stuff is positioning, it's tactics, it's posturing. Just understand that because we got this. This happened literally 3 hours ago, and I play this quick. This is what he said now. Look, Mark Cuban next to him.
Speak a little bit about your post on True Social on Iran and what was the decision that why you didn't attack it?
Well, other countries have come to me and they've said we were getting ready to do a very major attack tomorrow. I put it off for a little while, hopefully maybe forever, but possibly for a little while, because we've had very big discussions with Iran, and we'll see what they amount to. I was asked by Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, and some others if we could put it off for 2 or 3 days, a short period of time, because they think that they are getting very close to making a deal. And if we can do that, where there's no nuclear weapon going into the hands of Iran, I think, and if they're satisfied, we will be probably satisfied also. We've informed Israel. We've informed other people in the Middle East that have been involved with us. And, it's a very positive development, but we'll see whether or not it amounts to anything. We've had periods of time where we thought pretty much getting close to making a deal, and didn't work out, but this is a little bit different. Now, we're ready going tomorrow, very big, and not something I wanted to do, but we have no choice because we cannot
What's up,
let
James the One?
Iran have a nuclear weapon. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, this is our posturing. Um, do we know in fact, that he had some operation going on Tuesday? No, we never gonna know the exact truth. It doesn't mean he's lying. It's all about you have to put things out there like, hey, look, we running out of patience. We want to get the straight open on our terms. We don't. I mean, we tired. We pretty much tired of y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Trump is playing. He playing the game, man. Like this is the game. If you want a president that fight and is gonna stand up and do things, like some people question, should we even did that? What's up, Judge Jay? Something people. And here's the thing: this country been saying "death to America" for 47 years. Yeah, before I even was alive, and it's hurting everybody in the pocketbook right now. Because if you drive a car, I drive a Mustang, and like literally like Supreme was whooping my ass. I ain't gonna lie, but I get it, man. Like right now, let the man work. I mean, it doesn't even. Hey, it doesn't even. It's not. Look, this is fog of war. If you ever play chess, if you ever play any strategy game, you do posturing to get people to do certain things. And again, it's in Saudi Arabia in the best interest to try to get a deal done because they're gonna be if let's say we did have to put troops in Iran and which nobody or do a big strike on like let's take out the island, Carg Island or whatever like that. You take that out the equation or whatnot, right? If they had to do that, right, it's a net. It will pretty much put Iran so back economically that Saudi and them will have to kind of run things for a little bit to get the money right and get everybody together and stuff. So they have an incentive to like try to negotiate some type of peace deal or whatever. Although the peace deal is pretty much Iran surrendering stuff. What's up, Jenny? So yeah, I get the people that don't like Trump thinking that he's doing this, he's doing that, and of course they're trying to run the dementia thing because the right said that about Joe, which Joe showed a lot of that. But that's it's you know that's what you call political posturing too. Yeah, hit the like button. Y'all come in, man. Appreciate that, Jenny. So yeah, I get what Trump doing. Oh, what's up, Selena? What's up, Selena? Yeah, so yeah, I just gotta sometimes gotta shut up and peep game and just like, all right, what him saying he's forcing Saudi, UAE. I don't know about Qatar because Qatar really pissed off at what you call it. They really mad at Iran for blowing up their gas lines and stuff. So Qatar might want us to go and just handle that situation. But like everybody in that since how Iran conducted their situation, because of what they was hoping to happen was them bringing the war to the our allies in the Gulf states, like the oil states. Maybe they'll convince Trump to settle down or whatever. And that it actually did the opposite because now they beholden to the Gulf states to like get them at the situation. They gonna end up doing the Gulf states, I'm saying, is hey y'all gonna have to now we the pit bull instead of like the owner. We the pit bull now for them. And see everybody getting it mixed up because they just looking at Israel, but you have to understand they all in this together just because of the economic. Like look at Saudi's change in in the economy since Trump been in there. They've been they got Six Flags over there. I could show you that Six Flags. It's nice, and right now nobody's going there because right now this will be the tourist season to go to Saudi Arabia to do the tourist stuff and go see the they're making a lot of money off of tourism next to oil and next to I think they were doing a lot of stuff with Amazon and everything like the whole they would change the whole thing and started pretty much you see this is a crazy thing like I see somebody say free Palestine and this is the problem I don't have no problem with y'all saying that but I think a lot of people need to look at the big picture and all that. Like sometimes bad strategy, man, get you in a world hurt, man, and it's sad. I mean, I pray for the people, the kids and stuff that got to deal with that. But like, this is my standpoint on all that, right? Now, don't look at our actions. Look at who was supposed to be their allies of that action. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they were killing. I mean, look, that's going on every day as we speak right now. We just talking about this because it's the region. I'm not gonna get in that, man, because like that whole situation just it's just fucked up. I'll keep it like that. But it's not necessary. Look at who's not helping them. Egypt didn't let them come in their country. You know what I'm saying? Why didn't Egypt let some of the refugees come in the country when that was going down? You gotta ask questions like that, and I get it, man. Like, it sucks. Like, war sucks in general, man. Especially that's a real bad one because like there's every time that there is a dude. I look. I'm not gonna keep on talking about Palestine, man, because Palestine hey, is what it is, man. Like that's shit been going on since the creation of Israel. And now you gonna say one comment Zionist for saying the creation of Israel? I mean, hey, do what you gotta do. But the point of the matter is that place been a hotbed. That place has been a hotbed for centuries now, man. Who say I hated Muslim countries? I don't know. Hey, you on the wrong channel. I ain't never said I hated Muslim countries. I'm saying I'm peeping game on the geopolitical spectrum. I'm not even talking about who's right, who's wrong. I mean, I'm not even getting in that, man. Hey, I mean, that's a whole discussion. I'm not, because the thing is, it's some right and wrong on both sides on that one, man. Because I mean, I don't want to get in that because that's a quagmire. That war been going on. Those wars been going on since the 40s. Yeah. And the thing is, I'm a little bit different. Hey, I'm a little bit different. Jenny is getting close. It's getting close. But I'm a little bit different because I actually have like, nah, it's not even that. No, I won't say that, man. Like, it's nah, no, it's more 60-40, 40-60, wherever you're gonna land on that. And it's just, I mean, I could go all the way back to Crusades, and I'm not willing to do that. But hey, I appreciate your comments and stuff, man. I appreciate that. But hey, I'm gonna get back to the subject at hand. There's a lot of stuff going on. And this gonna segue to that. What's going on in Great Britain, man? Because they just had this big old protest with me, like a whole bunch of people around. And look, I'm just reporting the news. And yeah. You cool, man. Look, I don't want to get bogged down in that because that's one of them things where I'm heard from many sides, man. I got friends that's Persian. I got Pakistani friends, and we talk about a lot of this shit. And it's the way they look at it compared to how we look at it in the West would shock people, man. Like, and it might hurt your feelings if I actually told you how they think. Like people that's from over there, that got family that's in Saudi and everything, how they really think. It was an eye opener for me because at first I used to be on some type of time like, hey, we maybe they need to lay off this and this and that, but how they talking and these people who are like, yeah, it's a little weird, man. So, and that's from people, so-called people. So it be like that, man. But I appreciate you commenting, man. Hey, it's all good, man. So let's talk about Great Britain, man. This Nick Shirley went over there. This Tommy Robinson. So they basically had a big ass rally over there about they trying to get Sharma out and everything. See, the thing is too, I don't think it's necessarily hate towards the religion. I think it's the push thing when you call some things out that's going on over there, and then I think the reason you don't have it so much here is because we still got the Second Amendment, so it's more of a live and let live. Don't push too hard on my rights, and we good type situation. But over there, they've been pushing hard on rights, and you can't arm yourself properly against that type of situation. Then like if you're dead, like I'm dead with kids and stuff, if your daughters can't walk to school without some type of something on them, like a knife or mace or something like that, because of certain certain cultures came to the country where I'm not gonna sit up and say he's a racist. I'm not gonna put nothing on him. I don't like using that language. I like to hear how people think before I just go and jump off and say that. Now, is there some racists in the group or whatever? I'm not. I mean, it's racist in every group, in my opinion. I don't believe the power dynamics. I'm not going to go there. You never know, man. I keep at that. You never know, man. Where I grew up at, it's some people that hurt people, man. And I'll keep it like that. Let's read.
They've imported hostile, violent men into our communities, and then they've tried to smear us as racist or extremists for wanting protection of our women.
This is the revolt. This is the peasants revolting.
He needs to stop branding hard-working Brits as for far right. We just want to be heard, and he's ignoring us.
At the end of the day, do you think a civil war is inevitable here?
Yeah,
been going on for years. I don't recognise my country no more. Keir Starmer is like an actual traitor.
Today, we're here in the streets of London. We have the Big Ben right behind us here today, and today's set to be one.
I'll go through a little bit of this, then I show, because Black Conservative Respect, I need to go find that video. It was a whole, they just showing he just showing one part of it. I seen the other part of it. It was eye opening too. But let's read.
One of the biggest marches in the history of the United Kingdom. Hundreds of thousands of people are set to come in from all across the United Kingdom to come into the streets of London today. Right now, over 4,000 police officers have been deployed into London, and they're using new facial recognition cameras to track who comes in and out of the protest. That is something that has never.
Well, that's not what's the word? Not authoritarian. Dysphorian. Yeah, I think that's the word. Yeah, but I think of it.
Happened before, and at all of the major stations like King Cross, they have new cameras that have facial recognition, and they're tracking quite literally everyone that comes into this protest. And they have even banned journalists from entering into the United Kingdom to cover this event.
That's not authoritarian at all. You gonna ban journalists from? I mean, that's crazy. Like, why wouldn't you want journalists to come in? If there were these big time races and everything, wouldn't you want the journalists to go and like challenge them on that what? Well, no, journalists shouldn't be challenging. You should want them to report on what they're actually saying, because like sunlight is the greatest disinfectant type shit, you know. But hey, what I know, man.
Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, has been outspoken against those that are attending this march, saying that this march is led by convicted thugs and people that are spreading division and hate here inside the United Kingdom. He called it racist, actually.
Tomorrow's march in London is a reminder of what we're up against in the battle of our values. The organisers, including convicted thugs and racists, are peddling hatred and division. Plain and simple.
So today we're going to be speaking with everyone here in the streets of London to see what's going on and what they have to say about what.
So what's crazy with that is, if that actually worked, right? That means, like, let's say I'm over here like, hey, you know, my I don't like my taxes being so high. Well, you a racist? You don't like your taxes? You know, they can always use that thing just to, you know, devalue somebody's argument or protest or whatnot. That's just crazy.
They are fighting for, as this is called, the Unite the West march here in the streets of London. How do you guys feel about what your Prime Minister said about those that attend this march today?
He's a disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace. So he is. I'm not far right. Don't have a criminal record. I'm a pensioner. I fear for my grandchildren.
And what do you fear for your grandchildren?
Because of all the illegal immigrants that's coming here, and they're getting everything going. I have two sons, can't even get on the property market.
And why do you think Keir Starmer would call people like you racist for attending this march?
Because he's frightened. He's frightened. He's on his way out anyway, and the sooner the better.
Your message to Keir Starmer?
Resign for the country's good, you tyrant.
He's calling you guys racist for being out here today.
He's full of shit, as we all know.
Oh, shit.
Now we've made it here to the start of the march. You can hear the chants already. Everyone is yelling Keir.
Man, what I'm afraid of, man, like, I want to go to London. I would love to go to a Man City game. I'm a big Man City fan, believe it or not. I have jerseys in the closet and everything. I'm too little strong for, you know, soccer jerseys don't fit good with the muscles. But yeah, I would love to go. But like, I'm like the stories, like the stabbings and stuff, a little crazy stuff going on, man. I can't. Oh yeah, Wooda, man, you right about that. That's why I'm covering right now. Like, this might not hit well over there, because like one time I covered I had a nerdish episode that I covered something with Keir Starmer. He was trying to implement, I think it was implement the facial recognition. Matter of fact, because I was going. Well, yeah, they were talking about some censorship for real. Yeah, so yeah, I tried to, like, I actually got like a little like an email. I have to go dig it up, but it was talking about how this might be hurtful to people in London, UK or something. It was. I want to say. Let me go look at my nerdish my thumbnail. What you call it? I think I got that still. Let's see. Hold on, real quick.
Keir Starmer is a wanker. Look at this, thousands of people in the streets right now, all chanting Keir Starmer is a wanker. We have Keir Starmer on top of a penis right now. How you doing? How are you doing? Keir Starmer.
I can't show that. We're gonna fast forward that. I am not about to get hit up on that.
It's only for one thing, because they say things you don't like. You say things Keir Starmer don't like, he likes to block you. I'm surprised you managed to sneak through, to be fair, mate. I've just been watching you in Cuba.
I'm a bit surprised as well that they let me in.
I don't know, you managed to sneak
through. And how
through.
come you think here they're attacking freedom of speech?
Well, I know why. It's because they've got their own narrative, haven't they? I mean, I don't go all into it, but it all stems from after the war, they started implementing all these systems of anti-racism, and it just come to a point now where a white man's not listened to. It's not about black or white, but native people are just not listened to in the country anymore. And it's just, put it this way, there's a Sikh guy stabbed a white kid the other day, and the police arrested the white kid because the Sikh guy said he said something racist. They handcuffed him, he sat on the floor, bled out and died a couple of days ago. Somebody Novak, his name is, young college kid, look it up, mate.
And what brings you guys out here today?
Wow, you know what it's like, mate. It's tyranny in this country, absolute diabolical. They're against us English.
Future, my friend.
And it was a lot of Jamaicans and Africans from that was out there too. I'm looking for this thumbnail. I got it somewhere around here. I actually talked about something going on UK, and I got a nasty letter about it. 22. Yeah. Nerdish episode 22 with the digital. They were trying to do the digital ID thing. If y'all go look at episode 22, matter of fact, I'll probably pull it up real quick. Yeah, they gave me a nasty letter about it. I think I deleted it on accident. Channel, videos, got a lot of shit. All right, here. Yeah, episode 22. I'll show you right here.
Program is rated T.
Episode 22 right here. Yeah, they actually hit me up on that. I'll get back to there. Let's see, man. Yeah, they actually hit me up on that.
You can't keep pouring one country into this one, expect it's going to turn out. They've got different cultures.
Hey, just this one, you remember that one? I was talking about the digital ID, the fingerprint stuff and everything. Like they were trying to make it so you have to have an ID to get on the internet. You couldn't be anonymous on the internet. See, I said that word right.
Different ideologies and different ways of living. We want to keep our culture. I've got a granddaughter. When in 30 years' time, when she grows up, I want her to recognise the England I was born in. And if we keep pouring into this country, there's going to be nothing left.
In what ways is it?
Hey, Wooder, man, I be on it, man. But like I said, I'm gonna be with the nonsense all the time. I mean, I got a little with the shit, attitude sometimes. Like, it's some people I don't like, and they know I don't like them. Is on that type of time. But in general, I like to inform, man. Like I said, I was on what UK was doing with Keir Starmer. I want to say that was back 2024. So yeah. Hey, y'all go back and listen to some of my stuff, man. I've been covering a lot of this stuff going on and on many other, like I draped it in some nerd stuff, but it's on my it's on my playlist. What you talking about? No. Oh. They on my regular. You on the vertical. They on my regular. I got the vertical up in the regular. So that's what's going on. Sorry about that. Yeah, look, man, I'll be on it, man. And like, that's why I mean, I just I feel like my goal here is to just be like to show y'all what's going on. Cause what got me wanting to do this was when remember when the whole term safe space was trying to get in the KB sector. When they start talking like that and say, hey, you need to protect this. Now I knew where that was coming from, right? So I went, that's when I start piecing together. Like, okay, I know this same language happened because I'm a comic book head. So a lot of the same language was starting in the comic book, in the video game scene, and a lot of that stuff was seeping in. Then I heard it when I started hearing it in KB sector, I was like, okay, I need to go and like, that's my calling. I need to go and like let people know, hey, this is what this is about. It's some bullshit. So when anybody say anything like you know toxic or this is I need a safe space, now it was on some BS, and that gave me the idea of start doing this channel and stuff. And then I started out as a sports show with my coworker. He moved around. Well, I got promoted. He got promoted. We kind of said, "What's up, CC?" Separate on that end, but like we still kick. I still on the fantasy team. We still talk football. We talk like we on the podcast every day. It's just like he don't have enough time to do it, and he got his thing. I got my thing. We just keep it like that. But yeah, that's why I really got in, like dig in, because that's my calling. I know when I hear things that coming from, because they always pick on the nerds first. All right, bet. Yeah, they always work the nerds first. That's why you got to kind of pay attention to culture. Yeah. So, Jen's one. I'm trying. Yeah, you know what that's from. Like I said, I'm trying to inform and be fun with it because I got some funny shit with this. But hey, let's read.
The England that you grew up in different than the England that your grandchildren are growing up in?
Because we keep pouring in these different cultures, these different religions into this country. And we've seen how Islam goes. You spread Islam across the world, you spread Islam across Europe. It destroys everything on its path, on its way. I've got nothing against refugees coming in, as long as they're vetted. And we understand who they are and what they are. Come and respect our culture. Come and respect our people. That's all we ask.
And Keir Starmer has called the organizers of that thugs and racist, and has said that you guys are pushing division and hate here inside the country.
Keir Starmer shouldn't even be there. He's hanging on by a thread, and he knows he is. It's his last chance for his last chance to stand against us people. He's been calling us far right, fascists, and Nazis.
The name Keir Starmer, that sounds like some type of fucking East Germany Stasi motherfucker, man. Allegedly. I mean, that name just sounds goddamn like he's in the Western Front. You know what I mean? He's like a sergeant in the Western Front or some shit, man. That's a weird name for British Prime Minister. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, but hey, I don't know, man. I'm just a Texan. I don't know nothing about all that, but it's this weird name. But I don't know. Let's read.
Can you see any far-right fascists and Nazis around here? I see grandparents, I see parents, I see soldiers, I see everyone up. It's my grands.
Don't believe your lying eyes. The government said they racist, they gotta be racist. How dare you be for the country and with this one peace and prosperity for your kids and just want to have a good legacy. How dare you want that? You know what? That's racist. You know what would not be racist? You need to tax you 90% so you can't, live a decent life and take stuff back to your family and create legacies. Who want that?
We're not far right. We're not fascists. We're not.
No. The government said you far right. That means you're far right. A dude sound like a goddamn SS officer. call everybody racist. That's what he is, man. They want the divide. They want you scared, want us scared around white folks. Be like, ooh, I don't know what they gonna do. They want us crying. I mean, you can't be a strong, straight black man. You gotta cry. You know, when you strong and straight, you gotta show your emotions. You gotta cry about how life is, and there's nothing we could really do about it. That's what they want us to say. That's what they call that nerd culture, but black pill. They want you black pill. They want you defeated. They want you black. Oh man, the system ain't made for us. You know, the cops around the corner. They might do something out of nowhere. You know, they want you. That's how they want you. They want you to be that old scared ass slave, or free slave in you know, Jim Crow era, fucking everywhere. Because believe it or not, Jim Crow started in the North before the South. If y'all don't know, go read Frederick Douglass. But they want you. They just want us to just not feel confident. Because here's the thing. Riddle me this: if black folks create culture, right? In general, we want them bigger. Like we the bigger culture creators, right? When it comes to music, when it comes to entertainment, stuff like that. Why wouldn't they want us to be insecure and stuff? Because like, think about it, we all secure in our blackness, we all secure in us being American. Guess what? You know, rising tide lifts all boats. That means us, we supposed to be on the bottom in their eyes, we're supposed to be on the bottom of the totem pole when it comes to economic prosperity and everything like that. And the only way we're supposed to get up to a certain spot is through entertainment in a lot of these folks' eyes. That's how they see us in a lot of these cases. I'm talking about the elite. So if we portray a confident, capable person in this culture, wouldn't that help everybody? But they don't want us like that. I mean, they don't really want anybody confident, family oriented, you know, capable of being a, you know, create jobs and create, like, know how to use our hands, know how to make money on a legal fashion, a legal way. You know, they don't really want that, because the system can't really flourish if we're capable and we you know, we believe in our capabilities. That means confidence and stuff. We have all that together, right? The system don't work, because if you make us the fetus, that means we go into the dark stuff, like the crime and a lot of that stuff going on, and that slave labor. I don't know. I'm rambling right now. I mean, don't mind me. I'm rambling. Let's read.
Not Nazis, we're just people who want a future for this country, and that's all we're after.
And do you think you'll ever get to the point here where people have to actually defend the country and bear up arms?
Yeah, because nobody's listening to anybody. They're just doing what they want to do.
That's a dangerous, what he just said. That's dangerous. That is, y'all understand, like, when you do censorship, when you yeah, we're correct for our own people, and we're correct for everybody. See, because the thing is, though, when you confident in your abilities, you don't limit yourself. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jackson, prime example. They worked so hard to get that, even though it's some abuse, even though this, and on Joe's behalf. Think about this. You working at a dead end job, pretty much steel mill, raising 10 kids in a 2-bedroom house. Yeah, he might, his tactics might have been off the wall. No pun intended. That's a good pun, by the way. No pun intended. But he got them out that position. He got them out that position, and I can't really. I mean, and probably messed them up. You know, messed the kids up and stuff. But the mission was to get out of there, and that's just one of them things where that's probably the only way he could have got them out. Because, like, you gotta look at the people. Don't look at the standpoint of look at the music industry when they were coming up. I mean, you had the hippie movement popping off. You had drug users everywhere. You know, everybody was on that stuff. He probably knew people was on that stuff. He probably was on that stuff himself too. Never, you know, that probably contributed him doing a lot of that stuff. We don't know. We'll never know that. I'm saying that's allegedly. I don't know. I'm just saying, you know, during the time frame in the 60s, late 60s, early 70s, that was big time in there. So he had to stay on them so hard to get them to that point where now they could be independent and do what they need to do. You know? So what I'm saying is they started making just Michael Jackson on them started making just our music and everything, but it blew up because it was so good. So what I'm saying is we build for our people, but eventually we grow. If we are confident in doing what we're doing, we're gonna grow to a point where everybody's gonna be in a better position by the fruits of a tree you're never gonna see. You know what I'm saying? Because think about like your granddad and them, like your mama don't need an orange tree or something like that. Shit, they went out there. If you in a certain type parts of the South, like Georgia way or down there in Florida or whatever, they went down to one of them swamps. They dug up one of them baby trees and they went and put it in their yard that, you know, and water. And they probably not gonna see. They probably won't even get as much fruit as the grandkids and grandkids gonna get off that tree. So what I mean by that is that we gotta kind of look at, okay, we're gonna do this for our people, but hopefully this tree could grow so much that it could benefit the whole nation, it could benefit society, and people have respect to keep it benefiting society. That's another thing we gotta do when it comes to, you know, building legacies and stuff. The kids gotta understand and buy in on that, man. Like, okay, yeah, you want to do your own thing, but hey, make sure this keep the foundation right on this house that we doing. You know what I'm saying? But hey, let's get back to this.
They're not asking us what we want.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm all right. I'm here for the love of Christ.
The march has officially begun. Tommy is right behind us now, leading the march. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people are out here in the streets of London. Here we go.
Fuck, I want me a goddamn, I might go on there, give me a beer or some shit.
Oh, let me pray for you quickly. Heavenly Father, thank you for this man. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for blessing him and keeping him and continue to bless him and cover him in all ways. In Jesus' precious name, amen.
Amen. There we go.
Black folks after too.
Good to hear you. Oh my God, take your photo.
The people of London.
Come here, quick. Yes.
And ma'am, they're calling people like you a racist for being out here today.
I was an NHS worker. I worked for the NHS. I was a medical emergency nursing assistant. I lost my job for showing a post from the government website how much asylum seekers get when they come to the UK. I was sacked for gross misconduct straight away. Never had a complaint about me ever in my life. So I'm here to support my nurses.
So you've been attacked by the government for speaking out against mass immigration.
Yes, I was a NHS nursing assistant. I was a medical emergency, and I lost my job through freedom to speak. And I'm going to be here. I'm going to show freedom to speak in the UK, and we're going to show it today.
So you have the march coming from right here, and then you have a whole other group of people.
People don't know, like, the British had a fucking civil war not too long ago. Matter of fact, when was that? The British Civil War. I mean, I had many of them. Old Cromwell, that's back in the 1500s. But shit, in British history, that's recent. You know what I mean? They should go. That shit go all the way back to the fucking Vikings and stuff, man. Shit wrong. But let's read.
A whole other sea of people meeting up right here. Very well could be 1 million plus people here in the streets of London today. You have the police on the outskirts of the march, and check this out. They have these cameras right here surveilling each and every single one of the protesters. See those cameras right there? They use those to survey the people, and then they have the body cameras as well. So they have those cameras right there for any evidence, or any footage that they may need. Mass surveillance.
That's insane. But you don't think they don't have it around here, especially like in the more populated areas like yo New York, LA, Chicago. Man, yeah, if y'all into crime, you better quit, man. It's gonna get crazy now.
Surveillance here in the streets of the United Kingdom. Your sign says.
Nick Shelley!
Oh, hello.
Oh my goodness. Hello, Nick Shelley.
Nice to meet you. Your sign says.
You see, that's the security guard right there.
We did not vote for open borders, digital ID, higher taxes.
See, episode 22 of Nerdish, I talked about the digital ID. If y'all need to know what's going on with the digital ID, I did talk about that. Yeah, I got email for that one too. So just FYI.
Policing, loss of free speech, pedophiles in politics, higher cost of living, Starmer out, restore Britain.
Yeah. That's Epstein comment. The pedophiles in politics.
What's your message to Keir Starmer today?
Keir Starmer's a wanker. Everything in the mandate is backtracked on. He's added things in that wasn't mandated, like digital ID. It doesn't listen to the British public. He's just had a landslide vote and he still is ignorant. He needs to go. He needs to stop branding hard-working Brits as far right. We just want to be heard and he's ignoring us.
How do you feel about the mass surveillance here of your government?
I feel like if you can do that to your own people, why can't you monitor more closely the people you're letting in who are abusing our women and children, who are taking taxpayers' money, who are living better lives than the people who are working really hard in this country, who live here, who are proud of where we are. We don't oppose immigration. We just don't want to have them prioritised above us. We're losing our culture and identity. It's not fair. We've had enough.
And why do you think Keir Starmer and your politicians are calling people out here racist, saying this is pushing division here inside the United Kingdom?
I wish I knew the answer to that question, but I really don't. I ask myself this all the time. All I know is he's not serving the British public, and these numbers prove it.
Tommy.
Oh, this time. I was about to get off of this, but this time right here.
Again,
we've done it.
March.
We're leading a revolution in Britain, right?
From here in the middle.
You had your revolution through the election ballot box with Donald Trump. We're having ours right now on the street.
The entire streets of Whitehall, all the way to Trafalgar, are full of people. And what does this say about the current state of the United Kingdom? What do the Brit and people want?
It says that the public are ready. We're ready, right? We've been asleep for too long.
Ready for what?
We're ready to fight for our country, right? We're ready. And what you're witnessing now is a formation and an organisation. We're going to spread this through every town and city, and we're getting ready for the Battle of Britain in 2029. Our next election is the most important election in this country's history, because the enemy are no longer invading on the borders where they are, but the enemy's here. They're here. They're here, and they're betraying us.
Why has your government betrayed the people of Great Britain?
They've tried to replace us, just like they did in Minnesota. Why do you think Somalia is the hottest place in the world, yeah? They're living in Minnesota. They didn't choose there. They were put there. They were put there. To think what they've done there, and think of what you exposed, and think that they all knew it was happening, but they turned a blind eye. Well, they turned a blind eye to them raping their way through our country, because they're importing voters. They're replacing us. They have 6, 7 kids. We don't. They're bringing people in to replace us that are loyal to them, that want to be dependent on the state. But we don't. The far left have had their revolution, yeah? They've had it. Open borders, breakdown of the family, attacking nationalism, patriotism. They've had it.
And that sounds familiar, because like shit, they doing that to our community. They doing that to the West in general, man. Like the breakdown of the family. Like he's dead on right about that. Like the family, man, like if I'm like this, man. I mean, even dating right now is so crazy. I couldn't imagine dating right now, how everybody is. Oh man. You know, but man, let's read.
Successful revolution. You're witnessing today the counter-revolution.
The counter-revolution, civil war come 2029 if nothing happens.
We need to win at the ballot box in 2029. Now, to do that, you have to get the 50% of non-voters. You need to captivate them, electrify them, and give them back that sense of identity and belief that they matter. Today, everyone here knows they matter.
And your message to the rest of the West, for those that aren't here, that don't see what's happening every day here in Britain, what would you say the reality of life is?
The reality of life is women are scared, they can't walk the streets, our daughters are being raped, they've took the safety of our nation. They've imported hostile, violent men into our communities, and then they've tried to smear us as racists or extremists for wanting protection of our women. And to the rest of the West, unite the kingdom, look at that, read that on that side. It says unite the kingdom, unite the West. Because this is a Western civilizational problem, they're attacking us.
Stop saying everyone out here is racist today.
Yeah, no one cares what they say, right? Look around you, look at the diversity, this is a lovely crowd, man.
You guys are out here, you're raising up the cross.
Yes.
Starmer's calling people like you guys far right.
Oh, fuck Starmer. He needs to go.
Oh, shit.
There's something dodgy about him.
What's dodgy about Starmer?
Everything. I mean, like, he's a globalist.
And what's the Britain you hope for your children, your two daughters right here?
At this moment in time, the whole country's in dire straits. The government are not putting the British people first. There's no housing. There's no doctor's appointment.
Yeah, man. Like, I think we watched enough of that, man. I did half of that, but like, hey, the point is clear. I understand why they protesting, and like, hey, it is what it is, man. Like, this is what happens, man. Like, we gotta protect our rights, man. Like, and that mean I know a lot of people talking about the redistricting and everything like that. I don't get. I got some more stuff on that, man, and I get deep. I go deeper on that subject when I get to that. But like, you know, we got to protect our rights because once the Second Amendment is gone, the First Amendment goes right after that. You know what I mean? And everything. I mean, you see how intrusive they got the damn camera. You go to protest, they trying to have facial recognition cameras on you. So I mean, are you really free in that situation? I don't know. So I'm gonna show this. Now this feminist group did this. That was at that rally. And I'm just gonna play this. This is only 29 seconds. You know, I'm just showing y'all what's going on over there, all right? Let's read.
Thank you, Duff. Thank you, Duff. Thank you.
Yeah, they will show that. So yeah, like this weekend it went down over there, man. So I think that's enough of that. So in San Diego, we gotta talk about San Diego, and there was a mass shooting in San Diego. Hold up, bam. The identities have been released of two San Diego Islamic Center shooters. Caleb, 17, 18. Okay, I gotta read this.
There were two subjects, both teenagers, and both are confirmed deceased. I want to
apologize about the volume, man. The volume kind of messed up because it's super windy. Matter of fact, I think it's a wildfire in California right now.
thank our local law enforcement partners for their quick response that undoubtedly saved the additional loss of life. The FBI is meticulously assessing the situation and is prepared to employ every resource we have to uncover the facts of this incident. No community should have to go through such a tragic incident, but we will work tirelessly to learn the truth. We have on scene a number of special agents, task force officers, our evidence response personnel, victim specialists, and many more. As we work through this investigation, we ask for your patience to determine any motive and facts associated with the shooting. The FBI continues to ask for the public's help in providing any.
All right, that's enough of that. So, here's the mayor And like I said, I'm just reporting this. So this the mayor of San Diego, and he got help apparently. And let's read.
Thank you.
Ooh. Okay.
Today, our city was shaken.
That's crazy. I don't know what's going on with that. So someone went off on a well, I don't know why you bring up his sexual orientation. That's crazy. Filipino mayor of San Diego. I don't even know his name. He don't even got his name on here, man. Nick Sawyer, what are you doing? Yeah. I don't know about that one. I ain't gonna go hard on him on that. That's a mess up situation. So yeah, that went down. Man, Cali, hey, that's a little crazy over there. So apparently, they got a full breakdown of January 6th came out today. So the FBI deployed 26 paid confidential informants in DC in January. 4 entered the Capitol building during the events. 13 entered the restricted area around the Capitol. This means a dozen FBI linked informants were actively in the riot or the restricted zone. So that means that it was an inside job. CHS provided intelligence that January 6th was going to get a little hairy. FBI HQ allegedly did nothing to prevent the escalation and later claimed otherwise to Congress. Zero charges against any of the FBI informants. FBI covered up details before the election. Confirmed Director Christopher Way announced his resignation, timing tied to the report release. That's crazy. The media and Democrats pushed the inside job by Trump while dismissing FBI and Antifa involvement. Dang it. Despite earlier knowledge of CHS numbers, they knew January 6th politically benefited Democrats with impeachment indictments, criminalized MAGA, January 6th committee focus, no accountability for the uncharged informers despite, quote, greatest attack on democracy since 9/11 rhetoric. There were, ooh, man. So you're getting a little editorialized. I won't hear, let's read.
The FBI had 26 confidential human sources there that day. 26. A confidential human source is a guy the FBI pays to spy for them. Of the 26 confidential human sources who were in D.C. on Jan 6th, 4 entered the Capitol during the riot. An additional 13 entered the restricted area around the Capitol. So more than a dozen FBI spies participated in the so-called insurrection. A bunch of them broke into the Capitol. Their own inspector general says this is what happened. But that's not what they told you when they testified under oath.
Those who were there in an undercover capacity on January 6th, how many were there?
Again, I'm not sure that I can give you that number as I sit here. I'm not sure there were undercover agents on scene.
I thought I heard you say you didn't know whether there were FBI agents or informants or human sources in the Capitol or in the vicinity on January 6th. Did I misunderstand you? I thought that's what you said.
Well, I referred very specifically to undercover agents.
Yeah. And so are you acknowledging then there were undercover agents?
As I sit here right now, I do not believe there were undercover agents on scene.
The director was hiding something, so Congress asked the question a different way. Listen.
Did you have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters inside the Capitol on January the 6th prior to the doors being open?
Again, I had to be very careful.
It should be a no. Can you not tell the American people no? We did not have confidential human sources dressed as Trump supporters positioned inside the Capitol.
Gentleman's time has expired.
You should not read anything into my decision not to share information.
Director Ray,
confidential.
Gentleman's time.
Ray's right. The FBI didn't have undercover agents at January 6th. They had confidential human sources. So what's the difference? Well, a confidential human source doesn't get health insurance.
Oh, y'all remember there was a dude that was instigating January 6th? Forgot that dude name. It was a dude. Oh, it was somebody. Oh, I know that they wiped it out. Oh, it's a dude. It's on the tip of my tongue. Cause it was somebody in Congress that said, "Hey, we need to quit talking about him" or something like that. Let's see. There's somebody. Oh my God. Ray Epps. Hell yeah, Ray Epps. Oh, I gotta find this video. I gotta find the Ray Epps shit. That's the dude name. Yeah, this dude right here. This Ray Epps right here. I remember this.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. We need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. No! Peacefully. Tomorrow? I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. Well, let's not say it. We need to go. I'll say it. All right. We need to go in.
Shut the fuck up, Boomer.
To the Capitol. We are going to the Capitol. Where our problems are. It's that direction.
So it made me think about them informants, man. Cause like this dude was saying a lot of stuff like that. And I always got truth, man. Like the whole with the I ain't gonna touch that. I'm not gonna touch that. With the what happened up there in Wisconsin. That shit, like the FBI had all the footage of the protests up there. It makes you think, man. That's why I don't necessarily go to protests like that, man. Cause like the situation happened here in Dallas. Yeah, one of them officers, man, used to work out with the little group I was a part of, man. That was a sad little situation, man. He was a good dude. He would just do it when he do his job and everything, man. But hey, I'm not gonna say which one, man, because out of respect of the family and everything. But yeah, man, like people get gassed up and do some of this shit.
All right, no, Dave, but one more thing. Yeah, so can we go out there? No? When we go in. Are we going to get arrested? Can we go out there? You don't need to get shot. Arrest us all.
Y'all get the picture. Yeah. Let's get back to this.
Or a pension. They're just freelancing for the feds. Rats in MAGA hats. They're basically paid informants that the FBI runs out of headquarters. A lot of these FBI rats get picked up on some other charge. They get sat down and the FBI says, you're going to work for me now. And if you don't, you're looking at 20 years to life. So these guys say, yes, sir. And they cozy up to people like the Proud Boys and anyone the feds wants to watch and control from the inside. And these confidential human sources are under pressure to deliver. What does deliver mean? It means intelligence and big busts that get the FBI good headlines. According to the Inspector General report, the spies were feeding the FBI intel that said January 6th was going to get a little hairy. But FBI headquarters did nothing about it and then lied to Congress and said they did. So why did headquarters let January 6th get so out of hand? And what were all these FBI spies doing that day and the day?
Unless you probably just saw one. You know, it never been proved what Ray Epps was, but everybody said we need to not talk about him no more. And I kind of broke that rule. I just told what he was doing. So, no, is what it is, man.
Days before, were they riling everyone up like they did in the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot? In that case, right the there. FBI informants instigated the plot. They even used an FBI credit card to buy the ammo, supplies, and hotel rooms. Did the FBI pay for Jan 6 hotel rooms? We don't know. Remember, the media and the Democrats said this whole thing was a conspiracy.
Yep.
Where do you think this idea comes from, that this was somehow done by the feds?
I heard that one of the debaters said it was an inside job. It's an inside job on the part of Donald Trump and his henchmen.
Republicans have blamed the FBI and said it was an inside job.
It certainly was not an inside job by FBI agents or Antifa. They go around blaming it on Antifa and FBI agents.
Well, how did the media know it wasn't an inside job when the FBI had 26 of their people on the inside? January 6th certainly benefited the media, the FBI and the Democrats. 1,500 arrests, humiliated Trump, got him impeached, criminalized the MAGA movement. Trump got indicted over January 6th, remember? They tried to throw him in prison over this. The January 6th committee, it's all Democrats did for 2 years. Why didn't the committee find any of these snitches? They did a one-sided investigation and teed up Garland to charge Trump so they could run against a convicted felon. So the media is going to apologize, right? No. The media today is cherry-picking the report to say there were no undercover agents there on January 6th. The whole thing's a conspiracy. These aren't articles. They're FBI press releases. And they wonder why their ratings are trash and no one trusts them. It's because of this.
It's an informers. They're gonna say, well, they're not agents. They inform. Come on, man. Y'all gotta say, man, that's crazy.
They don't want the truth. They want to hide it if it hurts the left. And they can't admit they were wrong because it's too embarrassing. And they were a part of the cover-up. But the FBI is worse than the media. The FBI knew what was in this report. They covered it up before the election. And then the director says he's resigning the day before it comes out. Give me a break. This kind of sliminess is why Trump nominated Kash Patel.
Yep.
I wonder what else Kash is going to find in the bureau when he looks.
So so Kash brought this out. And because I wonder if they're going to break down what actually went on with all those George Floyd riots. That was, because all those, pallets of bricks that show up in Deep Ellum and elsewhere, and look, the weirdness of it all, Like, I mean, I was the chick that used to do my locks, right? I actually got locks on this underneath this little thing, but she had a scenario where she was down in Houston and they were going to protest, but the people she was with they thought they started going with some new group or something like that, and she didn't go. She decided not to go because it didn't seem right, and shit. They end up getting snatched up, getting locked up over that shit. So, like I said, man, like it's a lot of infiltrators, a lot of shit going on. That's why you gotta be real careful on when you go on those protests and everything. That whole situation that happened in Dallas, right? Like that situation could have been way worse. Cause like you have with protests, you're gonna have a lot of useful idiots in those type of things, especially if it's nothing you can really do on policy wise to remedy the situation, really. Just out there voicing your opinion on something that can't really be changed unless you actually start voting differently. And those are more tricky protests because like anything can happen in those.
Looks under the hood.
As a former federal prosecutor and a public defender who defended a lot of these types of cases, what you need to show is whether or not the FBI and government agents were using undercover operatives and informants on the day of January 6th. Yep. Once you prove that, then you defeat the insurrection narrative with the FBI's own documentation.
And what does this report do to the January 6th defendants? None of the confidential informants were arrested or charged. These guys were right alongside everyone walking into the Capitol. Damn. But you're in prison for years? Now, if you're a defense attorney for a Jan 6er and this drops after the case was decided, that could change everything. Constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley says this, quote, there is a question of why the confidential human sources who entered the Capitol were not charged as part of an operation that the Justice Department described as an effort to shock and awe, targeting everyone involved.
So technically, the people that got they could sue the government on this. This might be a case while you bullshitting.
That day. This report does not find specific wrongdoing or direction from confidential human sources in the rioting. Congress, however, is likely to seek more information on these sources and their conduct on the day. Are you allowed to commit crimes as a spy for the FBI and not get charged? Because they said this was the greatest attack on democracy ever.
Yo, just hit me. Hypothetically, now, I don't know this to be true, but hypothetically, what Biden already pardoned these cats? That's why no charges have been filed or anything. Wouldn't that would make a lot of sense? But then again, like if you went to January 6th on you were just there, then they the feds soak you up on some stuff that what happened in the Capitol or whatever, right? But you didn't do none of that because they were getting a lot of people left and right, like people just out there just sitting around with the like they were soaking everybody up they can in that situation from what I've been hearing, and like now you got people with records and stuff just out there protesting. That's I swear that got to be against First Amendment, breaking somebody First Amendment rights or something going on with that. So, man, it's going to be interesting what they're going to do with that, man. Like, I wonder the League of Presidents is going to say it, right, when it comes to protesting or whatever like that. It's going. This is a tricky one right here.
Said it was up there with 9/11. Traitors, they said, seditionists. They're off scot-free. You can try to overthrow the government if you're an FBI rat and just walk away. Congress has to find out. And what does this mean for pardons? I mean, the Hunter Biden pardon already greased the runway for Trump, but this reports all the ammo Trump needs. He told Time magazine, it's going to start in the first hour, maybe the first 9 minutes. Now, if I were president, I don't think I'd pardon J6ers who were slugging cops, but if you were wandering around peacefully, come on. And it's not just Kash Patel that's going to clean house. Tulsi's on deck.
I'm here with Tulsi Gabbard. She's here on the Hill.
Yeah, this happened a little bit late, early, looked like it, but hey. All right. Let's see. So we've been talking about redistricting. Hold on. So we talking about the redistricting and how everybody's acting a complete fool over this. And this a older lady. I mean, salute to her, man. I mean, she ain't up there in look like Illinois, but hey, let's read.
How they scared to vote. How this messed up their right to vote. Women need to vote.
All that junk when you know it's not true. Just like you sit up here and make like
Black people can't get IDs. Us requiring IDs to vote. It's gonna stop Black people from voting.
Why Black people ain't got IDs? See, you all get more and more ridiculous.
Damn.
The reality is this. Black people's voting is not in danger, and you know it's not. And you know it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 63 years old. I've been voting since I was 18. I have never had a problem voting. Now, that may apply to my mother and father. It applies to my grandparents. Surely it does. And in fact, because it does, every single person in this room, including that Jewish lady that just got up and talked, need to really be thanking us. Really need to be thanking us for getting y'all the right to vote, for getting y'all the right to be here, instead of sitting up here manipulating the Voting Rights Act like something's getting ready to happen to our right to vote, when you know that's not true. So now you all gonna drag Black people in here, definitely some senior citizens, and gonna have them come up here and talk about how they scared to vote.
How this messed up their right to vote. Women need to vote.
All that junk when you know it's not true. Just like you sit up here and make like
Black people can't get IDs. Us requiring IDs to vote. It's gonna stop Black people from voting.
Why Black people ain't got IDs? See, you all get more and more ridiculous. But you can't, in this room full of these Black people, talk about that federal case that just got filed Monday that's talking about how you all are stealing property at Cook County sales. Where the Black people in here? Raise your hand that if they told you to come in here to talk about how your property got stolen. Where you at?
Okay.
Because we got commissioners in here that know for a fact it's happening. Catskill, you know it's happening. Lori, you know it's happening. Michael Scott, you know it's happening. Lamont Williams, come on, you give up cases for the county. You know it's happening. Donna Miller, you know what's happening. Well, come on, y'all Black people that they done sent here with these 501c3s, that they got y'all in here talking for them. Why y'all ain't in here talking about how they stealing our property?
1 minute.
Where y'all at? Come on, because y'all getting ready to come up here to this mic and lie for the cameras to say that Black people's voting is done by this Louisiana thing and Donald Trump and the Trump administration when Donald Trump is in front of the Supreme Court right now fighting for the 14th Amendment, saying that Black people, that amendment was for Black people.
30 seconds.
Not for birthrights, not for people to anchor themselves over here illegally. And they got y'all Black people in here getting ready to talk against him. I mean, y'all real sick up in the head. You sick in the head and more sicker in your spirit. This is insane.
Time has expired for the speaker. Next
Y'all
speaker,
crazy.
Taiwan Sim.
Yeah, man. You know, and speaking of crazy.
Bad idea.
Speaking of crazy, Kamala, I don't know, Kamala, it's only one Kamala, man. That's the Uganda giant. Rest in peace, man. You know what I'm saying? A world-class wrestler. But anyway, Kamala had this to say about the redistricting and what we need to do and how we need to fix this situation, because she's really thinking about us. Let's read.
Say, look, this is a moment where there are no bad ideas. A no bad idea brainstorm is what I'd like to call it. And in that no bad ideas brainstorm, we talk about what we need to do and think about doing around the Electoral College. We talk about the idea of Supreme Court reform, which includes expanding the Supreme Court. We invite a conversation about multi-members districts. We talk about, look, that if we win the Senate, which we should and we will, then the Senate Judiciary Committee should have rules that they put in place. So when these people come before as nominees.
These people, all right, okay.
To the Supreme Court and lie, that they are held to account and consequence. Not just that somebody goes on cable news and says they lied, but that there are rules in place to actually penalize people for lying.
So, okay. That's how that's gonna work. Let's go out there. How that's gonna work. Let's say they say something they know is true, they thought is true, then it's factually not true. Or you're gonna punish them on that. Cause like it's some cases, it's some situations where if somebody come ask me the exact day of this event that happened 30 years ago, unless it's a significant event, I'm not gonna get the exact day it happened on. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just them pushing where was a lie, was it? They talking about that, but like somebody on the left that shit that they put together in there, right? I'm talking about Supreme Court. Could just say something that's just factually wrong, but they believe it. Or you gonna call that a lie? Yeah, I mean, come on. It's just not. It doesn't work. Like unless you gonna have to have like I don't know that you asking somebody belief system when it comes. How you gonna determine that's a lie or not? That's the crazy part. I don't understand that.
Lying to a Senate Judiciary Committee that we agree.
If they believe, if it's like this, you might think there's no God. That's your belief. That doesn't mean I'm lying to say there is a God. You see what I'm saying? I mean, now, and then if you gonna talk, what if they get some part of the facts mixed up of a certain situation? Is that gonna be considered like a super big lie? They should be disqualified. They could pretty much disqualify anybody from that. Like, cause I'm just saying, like, we talking about lies. Like, what you determine is a lie in that situation if it's somebody belief system. That's what I'm saying. The truth, but the thing is, if it's somebody who believes something, because it's some sociopath out there that actually believe their lies. How can we now? If it's something factual, like that's not based on belief. Let's just say a factual this case that happened, this and that you was a part of, blah blah blah. On that level, yeah. If they lied about that, and you got the paper trail to show that they lied about that, that's one thing. But if somebody fucking got belief in it's a philosophical differences that based on stuff they believe in or whatever, it's hard to determine that's a lie because they believe. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like that she throwing out lies so. But like I said, that is a factual thing. That's factual. 2 + 2 = 4. That's factual. That you could put 2 sticks here, 2 sticks here. What do you have 4? Yeah, you could do that. That's something factual you could actually do. But how can you determine opinion is a lie or a belief system is a lie? Yeah, that's it get messy. Because what if you just say, well, I don't agree with your belief. Therefore, are you gonna just deem his belief as a lie? Even if it's something based on faith or something based on a philosophical situation, a theory or whatever. I mean, how can you prove a theory is a lie? You got to disprove the theory. There's no lie involving that. You're gonna find the facts to disprove that theory. I don't know. That's not going anywhere because it gets murky, especially when it gets down to cases and stuff like that. That it's more of a what do you think that happened? Because it's more murky or some shit. What do you believe they mean by this in the Constitution? Then you go with that. Then they say, well, I don't agree with that, so therefore I'm calling it a lie. That's where basically what she's going with.
That it is right to have ethics rules for Supreme Court justices. And let's put those in place. Let's talk about
ethics rules in Supreme Justice. What does that mean? So but basically what they're saying, well, she's basically saying if there's any, it gives more ammo to the senators who's not who's passing them through. Let's say you had a situation where the Me Too stuff was all going on again. They could say, well, that's against the ethics thing because you had an allegation just for this thing, so we gotta take that into account. That's what she's saying. So it's just more political ammo. Like I said, none of the stuff she's talking about is just basic for the good of the country. It's more of how can I get more power because we are getting rebuked right now, power wise with the redistricting. That's all this is.
Statehood for Puerto Rico and DC. These are the things
What about Guam and American Samoa? I mean, I bet you want to do that because, Guam is a little Republican.
I think that we've got to neutralize these red states from cheating.
So here, gerrymandering is cheating when the red states do it, but it's not cheating when Newsom and then do it. It's not cheating there. See, again, this is a subjective versus objective situation right here. So because now Republicans had all this ammo politically to do the gerrymandering thing, no matter if you agree with it or not, they playing political war with you. Now it's a problem. Now it's cheating. But you go look at like a place like Massachusetts where like there's no Republican representation in that whole state. But if you go talk to the people, a lot of them cats they agree with a lot down here in Texas. But like I said, they don't have representation because of gerrymandering. But hey, let's read.
Including blue states expanding their maps. And all of this, I think, is look, we gotta fight fire with fire. These folks,
y'all been fighting fire with fire, and y'all don't got enough kindle wood. Like legit, y'all gerrymander every blue state in the fucking union. Damn near. So how can you fight fire with fire when you really don't have one thing that you really one thing that y'all probably haven't done. Y'all haven't done the court thing because here's the weird thing about packing courts, right? Yeah, y'all could do that, but eventually you're gonna get it because it's almost like every 20 to 30 years you have a character like Trump. Like before Trump, it was Reagan. Before Reagan, it was Kennedy. Before Kennedy, it was FDR. Before FDR, it was you could be either Woodrow or Teddy. One of them. So I mean, you've been having like, no, boy, FDR, 20 years. That'd be not McKinley. Harrison. Anyway, that's beside the point. But like, this stuff happens, and then you're gonna eventually get a Republican in there with a Senate or whatever. That's gonna, and some people you're gonna have open seats. And you're gonna have the same scenario. The best thing for the Dems, I said this before, man. Like, look, the far left control the party. That's why she's saying. That's why Kamala is saying a lot of this stuff. It's just the fact of the matter of that they control the party, and with that, they got that control, and you don't have any masculinity control. You don't have like planners, because like common sense would have told you when Trump won, no matter how y'all slice him, when Trump won the popular vote with the Electoral College, that was time to revamp. Let Trump get a little things here like the Doge, the ICE, some of the ICE raids, and get the economy back on track. If they would have just went on, did that, and just kind of chill and try kind of, figure out a plan, bam, when Iran happened, the gas went up, shit, and then you would eliminate the gerrymandering because you wouldn't have to do gerrymandering at that point. Because Newsom wouldn't have did what he did with California. Trump would be in way worse shape right now if they would have played it out the better way. But like I said, they run off emotions, man. Like, all this was emotional rant because they losing power. They played themselves with the gerrymandering, and I proved this. Here's AOC talking crazy.
Time for the North to pull up to the South. It is time for New York to pull up to Alabama. It is time for all of us to come to Georgia, to Louisiana, to Tennessee, to Mississippi, and let them know exactly what they have uncorked with this injustice. They think they can draw us out of power. They do not know the sleeping giant that they just awakened. Because it is not a coincidence, and our whole country must understand that it was not until voting rights were ratified in this country that we got the Great Society.
Great Society broke up the black family, by the way, just give you a heads up.
Because when Black Americans have the right to vote and that vote is protected, our schools get funded. When voting rights are protected, healthcare gets expanded. When voting rights are protected, our country moves forward. And
what does that mean? Our country moves forward. That's double speak right there. Shout out to double speaks. You the homie, watching. You the homie.
Montgomery, that's what they're actually afraid of. They're afraid of us coming together. They're afraid of us protecting one another. Alabama is the crucible. Georgia is the crucible. Tennessee, Louisiana, Mississippi is the crucible. So if you are not from here, it is time to pull up. Because what they thought was the final blow is actually just the opening silo.
All right. Riddle me this. Let's think this through. Okay. Now, I know they're breaking up Memphis district-wise. I think Montgomery, they breaking it up. The district that was representing them, I think Selma was one of those. I think it's a lot of Birmingham is one of those. Shout out to B-Ham. And I think like in Georgia, there's a whole bunch of them in Georgia too. So let's riddle me this, right? Let's say Memphis was up. Let's go with Memphis. Yeah, Memphis was one district at one point. Now I think they're breaking up to 3, and it's gonna be more mixed and everything. So, with that being said, what if the gerrymander actually clean up Memphis? Let me explain why I'm saying that. Let's say because all it took for a congressman to win over Memphis was to go deal with the senior citizens, talk about a little bit about crime, talking about helping them with the Medicaid, Medicare, some of the help around there, and pretty much you probably gonna win every damn election in Memphis because that's the main ones voting. Because the younger folks you're not gonna get too much turnout by like anybody on the 18 to 35 crowd unless they like super motivated, right? So that's usually the demographics that doesn't go vote on the large thing, but like anybody past 35, they there. They go on there to exercise their right to vote or whatever, 9 times out of 10. So let's say, since that's broken up, now that anybody that's a congressperson that got whatever part of Memphis that's in their district, they can't ignore their part in Memphis, because that by just political strategy alone, that's going to be the hardest thing that's going to constantly affect your voter turnout or whatever. That's going to be the source of your bad news, is because of having a portion of Memphis that might not have been your part of the district, but you got a lot of stuff going on when it comes to the schools, the crime, the drug element, everything like that. So you got to, if you're a new congressman congresswoman that's running that part of the district, you're gonna have to emphasize that, because it'll eventually come back and haunt you politically if you don't do anything to them. I understand that might be, it might say, well, that's naive. Well, why would they care about that little part of Memphis or whatever? I'm saying, like, hey, that we have the internet now. Imagine if there's a drug epidemic in your district and you don't address it at all as a congressman or woman. You're not bringing funds to help with local law enforcement or whatever, however that money getting down to the city or whatever. You're not putting that in you're not trying to get that in your budget or whatever, getting that in overall budget or whatever, or get that allocated them, because the budget, everybody getting money, the congressman really allocating, and it go down, trickles down to the actual city, city or the county or whatever, the game. So what if they actually fix, because they have incentives to actually fix, because now you have new voters that if you don't incentivize them, that small portion they can affect your overall thing, because eventually they probably move and then they talk. People with bad experiences talk. So it's a reason why they will want to fix that city, for example. It's not just, well, they ain't my people. I'm gonna worry about the suburb over here. Yeah, you might get away with that one term, but it's gonna come back and bite you, I believe. Because the best way, if you want to keep that district, the best way is to just get the funding and have caveats on all the funding. So make sure the district working, law enforcement, not, they spend the money right. Because, like, there was another story somebody was talking about where the the girlfriend was going to take the stand on her ex, because he was out here wild, and he was out here doing dirt in the streets and everything, right? So people was trying to figure out why the police department didn't really help her protect herself better and stuff. Then I had to remind them, like, hey, you have defund the police. And one problem with defunding the police, it will eventually, the officers are going to protect themselves. That's just go without saying. They're gonna take the achieving them. They're gonna take a lot of that money and help the quality of life, the protection, stuff you need to actually, control crime or whatnot, right? So things gonna fall through the cracks, like witness protection for somebody that's willing to testify and stuff like that. They used to have a bigger budget for that, like they'll give them a hotel room before the trial or some shit like that, or whatever. I don't know, just a thought that come in my head. So, like, I think this might be a net benefit, because now the black vote actually means something, and people gotta placate to the black folks in these cities where they might have good ideas on how to fix it. I don't know. Just a thought. Here's more stuff. Look at this shit. Somebody made a middle finger to Mamdani. Mamdani. My bad. Excuse me. Mamdani. Oh man, Al just bothering me. I didn't know I was here an hour and 30 minutes. So yeah, Scott Lobito made that sculpture. That's crazy. Speaking of wrestling, oh man, that was you. All right, this is crazy here.
I'm really proud of one of the things that we've done, and that is we've just really totally revamped the FAFSA program, which is the applications that students fill out, for student aid as they're going to college. But as like many things in the government, we found that there was a lot of fraud going on, that there were bots that were applying for these loans. There were ghost students. There were dead people who were getting these loans, et cetera. And so we really did enforce and tweak this entire system so that we have this real-time fraud identity now. And it's as simple as showing an ID, online to show who you are when you're applying for these loans. And last year, we kept $1 billion of fraud money from going out. And just in the first, 2 weeks of revamping this program this year, we've saved, about $60 million. So it's very effective. And I'm very pleased that we are going to be able to save taxpayers, billions of dollars.
By the way, that needed to be done for years. Like people scamming the federal government on the student loans, man. So I'm debating if I want to hold this story off about the situation happening in DC. I think DC, Maryland area, the Maryland part. Well, I ain't gonna say Maryland part, but like I think so. So, by the way, congratulations to Ashanti Foyle. She posted that she is with child. So salute to that. So let's read.
Takeover at a DC Chipotle is raising new concerns about youth crime, with federal prosecutors warning parents could be held accountable.
Yeah, in Austin, several teens were arrested after drive-by shootings injured 4 people.
That Austin thing was crazy.
Fueling fears of possible summer crime surge as school lets out. ABC 3340's Kayla Gaskins has more on this from Washington.
Pure chaos erupting Saturday evening as teens took over a Chipotle in Washington, D.C. A brawl breaking out. Chairs turned into weapons.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
Flying through the restaurant. Our WJLA on the scene as the mayhem unfolded.
It's not shocking anymore, since this has become routine on Saturdays and Friday nights, but it's disappointing to know that.
Yeah, ATF, hey, man, shout out to Austin, man. Austin never been like that type of town, but the thing is, man, like out of all of the major cities in Texas, they probably got the weakest sheriff in that county, man. They got the weakest sheriff. Like you're not playing games up here in Texas, up here in Fort Worth, for example. Like if you I grew up in, like I said, my intro showed Fort Worth and Dallas, and I'm a East Side Fort Worth kid too. I'm forever be that, like for real. But like, we didn't do takeovers. Like if we're gonna squabble, man, we not trying to get in trouble. Like, you know what I mean? Like the thing is, there's exceptions, like Mill and Berry shit. If you are partying and you go parking lot pimping Mill and Berry, you might see a couple fights. A lot of the girls gonna be fighting because you looking at my man type shit. That type of time pause on that. But like, yeah, it's the takeover stuff is a little wild. Oh yeah. They don't play, but like track shit. Austin, they tripping, man. Like they didn't clean that shit up for real.
This is still happening.
Similar chaos breaking out across the country Saturday evening as teens took over streets in Detroit and Chicago. In Austin, residents were ordered to shelter in place after 2 teens went on a violent rampage with a stolen gun and stolen cars, firing bullets at apartment buildings, fire stations, homes, and individuals.
It scared me so much.
That's alarming.
4 people were shot.
So man, Austin, they out of all the, like, that would have went down any other city. Think about this. Think about some teams that's going around shooting at people in Houston or going around shooting people in Fort Worth or Dallas. It probably won't be made, or worse yet, if they would have did something like that in Waco. Waco's cop central, by the way. Oh yeah, they wouldn't have made it. They wouldn't have made it.
1 is in critical condition. Police eventually caught and arrested the pair.
The fact that we've got 2 juveniles, 15 and 17, running around with guns, creating this havoc.
Law enforcement increasingly shifting focus to the parents of the kids.
And they can't blame Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto ain't out yet. So these kids just doing some shit that be doing it. That's real.
Kids involved.
Remember, their parents aren't just responsible for their behavior. Their parents are responsible to feed them and clothe them and make sure they get educated. So this is a real conundrum legally.
Detroit police detained nearly 90 individuals Saturday and issued 15 parental responsibility citations. Detroit police also issuing curfew reminders for parents on social media. Meanwhile, U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Janine Pirro, announcing her office will actively go after parents whose children are committing crimes.
If you think that being a teen gives you a pass to terrorize businesses and neighborhoods, you're about to find out otherwise. We will arrest you, and where we can, we will prosecute you aggressively, and we will prosecute your parents.
And as school lets out for summer,
I mean, the parents better get that work. That's crazy. Oh shit. Yeah.
Betsy Smith says law enforcement is preparing to handle an uptick of these teen takeovers. In Washington, I'm Kayla Gaskin.
Hold on real quick.
Violent teen.
All right. I'm in on I got one more story in on some lighthearted stuff because I see that I had the Drake thing up. So Drake getting roasted. Look, man, hey. Look, Shapiro as an old she's aging gracefully. I'll keep it like that, man. I don't have no hate against Shapiro. Oh, her best thing was if you watch that thing with I think it was Fred Durst or whatever, that serial killer who HBO did that documentary on. Like she come out, she's pretty likable. She's pretty likable, man. I understand, like, we gotta make jokes and stuff, but look, she all right. She all right, man. There's some people I don't. You might hear me roast some people later on, but Pirro. I hope I never have to be in the courtroom against her though. I keep it like that because she was saying some crazy. Hey, she with the shit. But yeah, I get your point. Like box wine, yeah, she probably got the box wine. You know, shit. Her and Pelosi might share. I ain't sharing shit, but I keep it a buck. But let's read. This is what people think of the Drake album. I in on this.
What do you guys think of the new Drake albums?
Mid. That shit was mid, honestly.
It was mid?
It was mid. How do we feel about the new Drake album?
I don't know if 3 albums were needed.
What do you guys think of the new Drake albums?
It's fire. I listened to all 3. Make Them Cry is the best song. That boy don't know what he's talking about. That shit buns. What do you think about the new Drake album? I don't like that it's multiple albums because he's trying to get out of a deal, but he got some bops on it. The Antioch shit. Nah, gotta go.
How do you feel about the new Drake albums?
I haven't listened to it yet. Drake is weird.
Think about the new Drake album.
Oh shit.
It was good.
Well, what is it? Icebox?
Iceman.
Iceman. It's mid. I couldn't get into it, but maybe next time.
What do you guys think about the new Drake album?
Trash.
Drake album? Yes, the Drake album. Honestly, I think it's pretty good. nostalgic in a way from like his other previous albums.
What do you guys think of the new Drake albums?
It's fire. It's fire.
What do you guys think of the new Drake albums?
Haven't heard it. Still on Kendrick.
It's pretty all right. I listened to the whole thing. It's all right.
So this is Kendrick Unlocked. Hey, I'm like this. I keep it a buck. I gave it a B. I gave Iceman B. I'm not listening to the other two because I'm not trying to listen to no Sexy Red and shit like that. Man. I'm keeping it a buck, man. And then he made a song called Fort Worth that was whack as hell, and I'm a little pissed off at that because, yeah, that's my city, man. You gotta, nah, man. If you're gonna make a song, come on, man. We ain't doing that. That was a little whack. I did not like that shit, but yeah, it was a B, man. The beat's fire. He got his point across. The problem I have with Drake is he need a. I'm actually against him even doing another album because I'm like this. You have acting cred, right? I think it'd been more beneficial if he would have took his ass to do a couple movies, get out of space of hip hop for a little bit, then but still write and still like you gotta get inspired by something else and you gotta get that little piece of like getting humbled, like use that part of getting humbled by Kendrick to grow creatively. So then when you yeah. And that's my thing. Like sometimes, man, like you can create way more quality stuff when you put yourself in a uncomfortable situation. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. Oh no, he didn't leave the States. He was in Texas for a minute. He didn't leave the States like that. He went to Texas. I mean, he was good. He was all right. All right. They like that. What I missed. That was actually. I think that was. Oh, okay. Look, man. Hey, you the first. This is the first time me seeing you on here, so I don't know. I don't know if it's jokes or not. I gotta the sarcasm. You know, like Boogie. I know Boogie. Me and Boogie joke all the time. I know when he joking. So the biggest hit on. Okay. The biggest hit on that motherfucker, right? Probably is running Atlanta, even though I had to agree with I think it's Steve Knight, where he said he was basically like, hey, that a little whack just for the simple fact that y'all was supposed to be beefing. He said a lot of crazy things about you, but you want to make another album. So he's looking at it on just a being a man situation. So that standpoint, I get it. But the thing is, like that song, the Be Hard, it's a good song. It's a good song. I could hear that. I could hear that being in a playlist when I'm at the gym, just because of Future on there. So I mean, I just keep. But it's him rapping. It's just not. Yeah. You gotta think about it too. Drake came in the perfect spot where it was on the tail end of like a lot of the Wayne stuff, a lot of Eminem's. That's pretty much the tail end of Eminem's prime, really. I get what you're saying, though. I get what you're saying, Boogie. I'm not really I'm not really disputing his struggle, like where he came from as a adolescent on up, because like he already had stardom for that show. He had some type of stardom. But like I try not to dog people for their upbringing when they're in hip hop. Now, unless they act in a certain way, like now Drake I actually talking about he putting hits on people and all that stuff. First of all, why you rapping about that? Feds calling. That's knock on the door. You keep on playing. Oh shit! Spurs and Thunder going on no team. All right. So yeah, Drake made it really hard to vouch for him with some of the shit he was doing because like we just looking at him like you ain't like that dude. You know. So my situation with it is basically Beast Fire. He did have some good good disses. Like 23 and Me was a when you talking about LeBron, that was a little clever right there. He had some little clever shit like uh when he did some Dr. Dre, which is actually a mistake. All right, why the fuck you did some Dr. Dre? Because man, look, Dr. Dre is the greatest hip hop producer of all time, in my opinion. I mean, name somebody, but in Martin Marl even had to say, "Hey man, Dr. Dre is on another level," and that was the previous best producer of all time. You know what I mean? Because I mean, think of everybody Martin Marl influence. Then Dre influenced a lot more people. And shout out to the DOC. You know what I mean? So Drake probably need to take time away from hip hop and really just he need to get in some more creative endeavors to kind of rehash his name. Then when you come back, you're gonna come back way stronger, especially since you I mean and somebody made a good point about him going independent. They doubt he going independent just because he's so big and the industry will destroy him before they let him go independent, which to me that's dumb. Why not let him go independent? But hey, every time he come holler at you to use an artist, shit, you hit him up. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you got to really do. But hey, that's it. That's all I got tonight. I gotta get ready to bed because the sleep is done call. It's calling me right now. So hey, y'all know what to do. Like, share, and subscribe, man. If you watching this, please leave a comment. And I appreciate it, you know. Peace. Hold up.